Hello everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome to my channel. This is the first time I'm ever doing a drawing vlog. I'm not a professional artist in any way. I have kind of been doing digital art off and on. Um, I had to use a mouse for everything. Now I recently purchased an iPad Air. Originally purchased an iPad because I was using the Insta360 ONE to render all my videos, and using the iPad instead of an iPhone was a lot easier and faster. So I bought an iPad, sharing that with the rest of the family. I'm not a big Apple fan, but you know, the iPads, in my opinion, seem to be a better value than the iPhones. Um, so my oldest daughter, she's trying to major in art. She's in high school. She bought this app called Procreate. Unfortunately, she never used it. I bought the pencil with the iPad, and you know, she never used it. Anyways, she may have used it, but so we already bought the app Procreate, and since this iPad Air is linked to her account, I can download it onto this iPad Air. And I'm actually glad, I'm actually very glad I got the iPad and the iPad Air, because they have a headphone jack, and that's essentially what I'm using. And then I'm also using a screen recorder, and in combination with the headphone jack and the screen recorder, I think you're going to get some pretty good sound. One of the things here, I'll make a layer here. Oh, delete that layer. So one of the things about having a headphone jack is that first of all, I have a mic, and I can power the iPad. Ironically, if you power the pencil, you can't use the pencil while it's being charged, which is kind of sucks. But anyways, um, so what I really like about the whole iPad thing with the headphone jack is, as I'm tapping onto the screen, you're not hearing the vibrations of the screen and me tapping the undo with two fingers, undoing it. So you're probably not hearing it. And let me show you an example. I'm going to unplug the headphone jack. The headphone has a mic on it, of course, and so just to give you an idea. I want to make sure it's still recording. All right, so this is without the headphone jack in there, and you're probably hearing every little tap that I'm doing. So with the headphone jack in here, I'm going to plug in the headphone jack. There we go. I'm going to make sure it's still recording. Yep, still recording. That I'm able to actually talk while the screen is being captured here, and without, even though I'm tapping on the screen and touching the screen, you're not hearing all those taps and touches and rustling and everything. So that's why I'm glad I got the iPad Air and an iPad versus an iPad Pro, which doesn't have a headphone, so you can't plug in a headphone and a mic, and that's probably why you don't see a lot of screenshots, or if you do see screenshots, they're externally mic'd. So I'm doing this in real time, kind of. Anyways, so one reason why you can, and they're more affordable than the iPad Pro. I thought about getting an iPad Pro, but $1,000. The one I wanted was $1,000. I don't think it's worth it. All right, and if you want to know the screen recorder I'm using, it's DU Recorder. I have this on my Samsung Galaxy S7, which I do a lot of dry fire. I have a dry fire series. I have a laser dry fire thing I do, and that's what I use on my Samsung, and it seems to work pretty good. So that's what I'm going to use on the Apple. Just again, I'm not a big Apple fan, but because I'm using the Insta360 ONE, it's forcing me to learn about Apple, which I think even you know, even all the other tablets are all going kind of like this way tablet wise. You know, getting a laptop is considered getting a desktop now. It's going the way of the dinosaur. Anyways, let me get into Procreate. I'll show you what I've done. I don't draw very well, so this is a picture that I took, and I'm tracing. Yes, I'm tracing. I'm a cheater. Call me whatever you want. My daughter says I'm cheating, but anyways, that's the picture I started out with. And so what I did here is I got a blank canvas here, and I traced it for the most part. That's all I did. I traced it, and I can move this thing around. Let me just move it right here so it doesn't get in the way of the layer section. And so I traced it from this picture, of course, because it's easy, it's simple, right? And one of the reasons why I wanted to get back into drawing, especially digital drawing, digital artwork, was you know, I have this yearning to return to my childhood for some reason. One of the things you do as a child is you draw. You draw, you color, and things seem to be a lot happier when you were a child. At least for me. I was a lot happier. I don't know about you. And so drawing and doing digital artwork like this, and I'm into digital art, by the way. I enjoy digital art. Seems to fulfill that dream for me of returning to my childhood. So I'm not a professional artist. I do this just for fun, and I receive no money. No one pays me to do this. I just like doing it. And so I created this sketch, and now all I have to do is just fill it in and just color it in. It's just like returning. It's like going back to kindergarten again. You're just coloring in, you know, after you make your sketch. So that's my sketch. After I do my sketch and get a rough idea of what I want to do, color in, paint, whatever, I use ink or ink. This is pencil right over here. This is the sketching pencil, and that's what I basically use. And then for this layer here that you're looking at, this one, layer 3, that is the ink, and I use gel pen is what I use, and you got different sizes you can use. I think that's a little big. I use a really small one. What is this here? Oh, the opacity. Okay. One of the cool things you can do, I'm on layer 6, okay, just want to make sure I'm on layer 6. One of the cool things you can do is, if you can't draw a straight line, don't worry. You can cheat, just like I'm cheating by tracing. You can cheat because you're using technology. You can draw a straight line now, just by taking your pen, drawing, and then holding it down. Voila. And you see right here it says edit shape. Up on top, I'm going to edit that shape. It's a line. You can make it an ellipse. You can make it whatever. Let's make it back into a line, and then you can move it. You could say, "Oh, okay, I want to move it right here, and I want to move it right here." Maybe I'll do that when I get over here. And that's essentially what I did with and then just tap it when you're done. And once you tap when you're done, that's it. It is what it is now. I'm on layer 6. Okay, good. And that's what I did right here. You know, this straight little line there, these little curves. You can do arches. See, you could, and you can edit. Now you could move the arch around, and that's essentially what I did. And I'm tapping with 2 fingers or a thumb and a finger. I'm undoing everything. So layer 3, that's what that was. Just something that I could draw into place a little bit better, and the whole purpose of that was so I could fill. Oh yeah, I did this little half circle and circle on the wheel down here. This little wheel, I did half circle. You could do circles as well. See, look at that. See? I think if you, with your left hand, or if you hold down on the screen, it actually will make an actual circle. Hold down with any other finger like this. I'm using a pencil, and then if I hold down, turns into, you know. Anyways, you could probably get this tutorial from other places, but I'm just sharing my experience. That's all I'm doing. And so that's layer 3, and then the whole purpose was to get to layer 4. And here's the palette, and some of the things you can do with the palette is, let me see, what am I, layer 6? Okay, so I'm on layer 6. There's nothing on layer 6, so this whole thing is going to get filled. See, I could drag and make it black. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So take my pencil, drag the color over, and then voila. Okay, so the whole point of the ink was so I have an area to fill in. And there's other tricks you can do, but I'm not going to talk about it here. I'm just sharing my experience, some of my process, my creative flow. And then after that, layer 5 was so I can add some texture on top of the fill. Add some thing to it. This is just my thing. You know, I'm just sharing my experience with it. Like I said, I just learned, I don't know if I said this, I just literally downloaded Procreate yesterday onto this iPad Pro. Not iPad Pro, iPad Air. Just yesterday. And I watched a few tutorials, and bam, like I'm off running, literally. So I'm just trying to share my experience. And if you happen to watch this and you're interested in drawing, you might want to consider using this. I technically did pay for the app, but is it a good app? Well, if it wasn't a good app, I wouldn't use it. It seems to be very good and very intuitive, and the flow is really simple. I'm going to probably take my iPad Air with me more often and just take pictures of stuff. And then later on, I want to make a coloring book. I'll make a coloring book and color it in. Alright, so what is layer 3, layer 4? Yeah. So this is kind of where I'm at right now. Let me see if I'm still recording. Yep, still recording. Okay, I'm at 14 minutes. Jeez. Okay, I gotta stop. Anyways, another nice feature about this, and I think people who make videos will really enjoy this, is this. If you go to the little wrench up here next to gallery, you'll see these actions, and one of them is a video. You could time lapse. So let's watch my time lapse, and it automatically time lapse recording. So it's recording me, and let's watch. This is some of the things that I did, and it tells you how long you've been doing it, 30, 40 minutes. Let me see. You can see some of my process here. A lot of it was learning. God, you would have been bored to death. But yeah, but it's time-lapsing all this stuff. It took me a long time to figure out the layer and selection and all this other stuff. Oh gosh, but I'm finally kind of getting it down. I'm you know, sketching. Eventually I'll get to the ink. I use the photo for a color palette, so the colors that you see me put in here came from the photo. There's my inking right there. So I'm inking and everything. Now I'm filling in. Took me a while to figure out how to fill in. And then I'm starting to texture. There we go. I'm texturing, learning the texture. I'm trying to figure out how to texture, how to fill in that space. Anyways, that's about an hour's of time almost. But you know, I had fun learning, and that's the whole point. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. It's not a tutorial. I'm just sharing my experience with it. I guess I'll share my progress on how to Procreate. God, that is so horrible. The puns I'm gonna be making here. So next time you see me, we'll be procreating together. Or maybe next time my opening line would be, let's procreate, or something like that. Anyways, let me conclude this episode. Feel free to like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe. Watch my other videos. I ride an electric bicycle. I ride I ride electric. I have 3 electric bicycles. I like shooting guns. I do some laser dry fire training. I like making videos. Ever since I originally never edited videos. I would just record whatever happened. That's what I uploaded. Now I'm starting to edit them and having fun with that. I'm having fun with this. I hope you all have fun with me. Until next time, everyone, stay tuned. Bye.